All right, we're at Granite State Comicon here in the gaming lounge, sponsored by Victory Condition Gaming, and I'm here with Mark Sabalauskas of Festive Ninja. And so, Mark, tell us something about your company and what you got here at the show.
So right here, we've got Return to the Stars, which is an optimistic space opera game. Glad to bring it here. It's a game that mashes up the things that you love about something like Star Trek, about people going places and helping others with gamer and geek culture. So it's a great fit for Comicon, where people love pop culture.
Yeah, you mentioned yesterday, I heard you mention to someone that cosplay was one of the skills in the book, so I had to take it and look and see, and you put in stuff like that into the game. So expand on that just a little bit more.
So the basic thinking is you come from a post-scarcity society named the Convention. That basically, by the 27th century, if you got robots doing all the work, people are going to hang out and focus on the stuff they love. So there's going to be at least one society that's based around people talking about the movies they love, the games they love, arguing about whether or not the third or the 14th reboot of Yuri on Ice was the best reboot. So that's going to happen. So the wrinkle I have is there's a bit of a disaster, and all these gamers and geeks band together to help people out and reconnect all the lost worlds of humanity after galactic travel goes away.
It sounds really great. And tell us something about the system.
So the system is powered by Fate. So very simple, straightforward narrative system. One of the most popular, out there. And I've added some mechanics that are optional rules. So if you like Fate, I've got tools like props. Fate doesn't have a lot of equipment, but people like getting cool stuff. So props are a way of having that little bit of bonus, but you use it once and go away, just like a prop in a movie. You don't see someone in a movie endlessly use their +1 sword. They get a really dramatic moment and then you move on. So that's the type of, a little bit of adding to the system. And then certainly, hey, what can we do if it's space opera? What are all the wonderful skills that can exist in a space opera world, and a lot of very thematic stunts. So if you just want to pick up and go and have those things without carefully considering how you want to adapt a very sort of modern pulp rule system from Fate to space opera, I give you that as well. So it's been a lot of fun.
Awesome. And what's are you working on anything now? Is there something coming out soon from your company?
Actually, one of the things that I've done is I have a zine. So a lot of times with Fate-based games, it's kind of like one and done. But I'm someone who really grew up with things like RuneQuest, where it was setting and adventures and giving things that the game masters and the players can build on. So it may not be the most sensible thing, but I'm very much committed to doing adventures. So I have a zine called the Stellar Beacon that always has one or two adventures for the settings of Return to the Stars, as well as other interesting things. So this game is very hope punk. So one of the first things that I did was commissioned an essay by Alexander Rowland, the person who came up with the term hope punk, defining it in more detail. And that was really weird because it ended up being referred to by Vox article on Hope Punk, and now there's a Wikipedia page that points to my zine because it's really talking about Hope Punk. There was even the Jesuit Review, of all things, decided to have something. So for the next issue, which is coming up, I've got two adventures in the Stellar Beacon, one by me, one by Richard Bellingham, who did the Secretive Cats game, as well as an essay on Wuxi, which is the sort of dramatic martial arts thing by Janet Ng, who is Hugo and Astounding Awards author, as well as the first in a series of fiction. I really want to bring together the worlds of science fiction and gaming. So we have a new fiction section led by Mimi Mondal, who is Hugo nominated editor. She also has an adventure in the newest D&D thing, Radiant Citadel. So Alex Jennings, whose first novel is coming out, has a short story. So that's all coming out very shortly. Really want to bring in the best and brightest sort of thinking from the SFF place and sort of combine it with fun pulpy adventures and bring those sort of science fiction crowd and gaming crowd together.
Yeah, it sounds like you're really that sounds like a great goal. It sounds like you're well on your way.
It's a lot of fun. And then coming up after that, my next sort of game concept is I Wish, which is a musical theater role-playing game. It's really about story creation. So you create the playlist for your own jukebox musical. And you can throw in some karaoke if you like. If you don't want to sing, you can just do it as a storytelling game.
It's got real con potential for that one too. It sounds like you really know what you're about with that.
Yeah. That was, there's a lot of fun games out there, and I just want to do things that speak to me. At the time Return to the Stars came out, a lot of speculative fiction was influenced by Game of Thrones and grimdark and horror themes, and that's a lot of fun, but I really missed that optimistic note. And you sort of see that being picked up now with things like Strange New Worlds. So I think you got to find, if you're an indie developer, the things that really speak to you and inspire you. And what I really love about musical theater as a sort of shtick is it's a way that's approachable for people who aren't gamers. In my playtest, when I've been sort of sitting there with the gamers, the people who don't game but live in the family, after about a half hour of people geeking out about songs and storytelling, they start to wander over and start playing. So that's what I'm looking for is, how can you, gaming is about having fun. So how can you find that new thing that you haven't seen before where you can have fun? Awesome.
So, have you gotten a chance to walk around at the hall convention here today? You see anything you want to give a shout out to real quick?
I just, what's really great about a Comicon is the passion that the fans bring. Just seeing people step up and do the cosplay, or just having a conversation with someone while you're having lunch at a diner and seeing a whole bunch of geeks with their badges on or their costumes on and go, have you seen this? Or what was the best panel you've seen? Just the passion that people bring to the pop culture they love is always the best thing. And that's true at a gaming con like PAX, it's true at Comicon, it's true at an anime con.
So here's the silly question that I told you was coming.
Okay.
What's your favorite reboot of Yuri on Ice?
Well, I don't know because, I have to project my mind.
Tell us what it would be, your ideal.
I think, honestly, I think it would be taking Yuri on Ice from the sort of figure skating world to the sports world. What if Yuri on Ice was about hockey and people discovering themselves? There's a lot of sort of resistance in sports to people necessarily living their authentic lives. I think a lot of sports is tied to toxic masculinity. So could you overcome that while still having all the tropey things that you love from Yuri? So, I don't know if that would, I think some people would be scandalized by that, but I think that could be a way you could take it and redo it.
Well, hopefully we don't have to wait till 2553 to see it.
The other thing is clearly, someone has got to redo this as a Korean live-action drama. Maybe with musical. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, that's the debates that people get up to in Return to the Stars. Mark, thanks for talking to me today. Tell us, before you go, where people can find you and Festive Ninja on the internet.
So you could look at Return to the Stars on itch or Drive-Thru Games, or it's Festive Ninja because ninja donations are easy to get. So festive.ninja, we'll find the website. I'm also on Twitter I do daily microfiction tweets from the setting of Return to the Stars. So even if you just love your own science fiction game, you can find a little daily prompt. So if you're doing a science fiction game, you want to like see a little seed of a mystery or something fun or some science fiction conceit, Ninja_festive at Twitter.
All right, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your con.
You too. Bye.